You know, sometimes the most powerful partnerships are the ones you'd least expect. They're not built on being the same, but on having exactly what the other needs. Today, we're diving into one of those surprising connections, a powerful economic bridge being built between Brazil and Bangladesh.
I mean, just think about it for a second. You've got a massive economy in Latin America and a buzzing, dynamic hub over in South Asia. They're literally worlds apart. So how on earth did they become such perfect commercial partners?
It really comes down to one simple question. What do the economies of Brazil and Bangladesh actually have in common? And the answer, believe it or not, is almost nothing. And that is their secret weapon. That's exactly why this partnership works so incredibly well.
Let's just put some numbers on this. Brazil's economy is enormous, clocking in at over $2 trillion. Bangladesh, while smaller, is growing at an incredible pace, hitting around $450 billion. So right away, you see this isn't about two heavyweights competing in the same ring. It's a huge, established market connecting with a super dynamic, up-and-coming economy.
And this is where it all clicks. Brazil is a giant in things like agribusiness, we're talking cotton, soybeans, you name it, plus energy and mining. On the other hand, Bangladesh is a world leader in making garments, textiles, and pharmaceuticals. You see, they don't make the same things. They're like perfect puzzle pieces. One has what the other one needs, and that creates an amazing foundation for trade.
Okay, so the opportunity is crystal clear, but how do you actually make that connection work across thousands of miles, different languages, and different cultures? Well, you build a bridge. And in our story, that bridge is the Brazil-Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or as we'll call it, the BBCCI.
Now, before we get any deeper, let's quickly cover what a bilateral chamber of commerce even is. It's actually really straightforward. Think of it as a dedicated matchmaker, a guide, and a champion for businesses in two specific countries. Their whole job is to make trade happen. And it's so important to get this. The BBCII isn't just for ceremony. It's not about handshakes and photo ops. It's a practical commercial mechanism. It's the engine room that takes all that diplomatic goodwill and turns it into actual deals, actual contracts, and actual shipments.
I mean, just look at their official mission statement. It cuts right to the chase. Their entire reason to exist is to make doing business between these two nations easier, faster, and of course, more profitable for everybody.
All right, so we've covered the why. Let's get into the how. How does the chamber actually pull this off day to day? What are the core things they do that bring real value to the table?
You can really break down what they do into 4 key steps. First, they promote businesses on both sides and connect them. Simple enough. Then, they go to bat for those businesses, advocating for their interests. Third, they inform and train companies on how to navigate these new markets. And finally, they play matchmaker, directly advising and connecting the right partners. It's the whole package.
This really explains why an organization like this isn't just helpful, it's essential. Think about the hurdles. You've got massive distance, different languages, totally different business cultures. The BBCCI helps companies leap over those barriers. It spots the opportunities, builds trust, and even works with governments to smooth out any friction. Okay, that's the theory. That's the playbook. But has it actually worked in the real world? Let's take a look at the proof. How the BBCI turned all this planning into real, tangible results.
So check this out. One of their flagship initiatives was the Made in Bangladesh Expo 2025, and they held it in São Paulo. Now that's not a random choice. That's the commercial and financial heart of Brazil. This was a huge, powerful statement to the entire region.
And the impact of this one event was a game changer. It totally shifted the perception of Bangladesh in Brazil, showing it as a serious, ambitious trade partner. It created that priceless face-to-face time between buyers and sellers. This is exactly how you build a country's brand in a new market.
And super important, this is not a one-way street. The chamber also brought a delegation of Brazilian business leaders to Bangladesh, getting them meetings with top officials. You have to build that trust and understanding in both directions. That's the key to any long-term partnership. So we've seen it. The connection is real, it's working, and it's growing. So now we get to the big question, what does all of this mean for you and your business? Why should you be paying attention?
Yeah, let's just cut right to the chase. With all this momentum and all this support, if you're an exporter, an importer, an investor, what are the tangible benefits? What's in it for you?
Well, the benefits are very real. Number 1, access. You get plugged into a network of contacts you could never build on your own. 2,
Information. We're talking market intelligence that gives you a real edge. 3. Representation. You get a powerful collective voice fighting for you. 4. Visibility. You instantly gain credibility and trust. And number 5, maybe the most important, practical support. Real help and real matchmaking to get deals done.
When you step back and look at it, the Brazil-Bangladesh connection is just a fantastic example of how huge differences can create even bigger opportunities. The BBCCI has built the bridge to make it all possible, so the only question left for businesses on either side is pretty simple. Are you ready to cross it?